good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Why Not Us podcast. We're here with your host, Rahmere, and I'm here with Seneca, you know what I'm saying? And I know you may be wondering, like, yo, who is this right here next to us? And if you're watching the visuals, you're like, yo, who is this girl right here next to us?
Yeah.
We're going to get into that. But before we get into that, we just want to say we're just so happy that you guys decided to tune in and listen and watch and continue to like and share and just support us. And it means a lot. You know what I'm saying? It really does. It just hits us in that core, in that, you know what I'm saying, in that sweet spot.
Yeah.
So
it is such a pleasure to continue to come back to do this all the time and to continue to drop gems with you guys and to hear that you are liking what we're doing and being receptive to it. So thank you for continuously coming back. And with that, we should now get into it.
Yeah. So to my left, you know what I'm saying? To everyone, why don't you introduce yourself first really quickly?
Yes. I'm Natasha, and I'm to the left.
To the left. To the left.
And tell everybody just a brief, other than your name's Natasha. Just give everybody just a brief introduction.
I'm Natasha. I am a multimedia creative. Can't really nail it down to one thing. Paint, draw, crochet, sew. And my 9 to 5 is a bridal seamstress.
Okay.
More like 9 to 9. No.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So, all right. So before we get into that, I just want to talk about, you said multi-creative. Do you feel like being talented at multiple things is a hindrance or is it helpful?
I always thought that it was a little bit harder because there wasn't one clear path to follow.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be a lawyer, you got to do X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. And when I started college, I was like, oh, I'm going to be a fashion designer, so I'm just going to do X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
It didn't pan out that way.
Yeah.
I ended up not really loving all of that process. And then now it's I could go here, 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 and here.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to smush it.
Yeah.
Into a big.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I get that.
agree.
I wish I was just good at, or people, how people are just good at one thing.
Yeah.
Or great at one.
Great at one thing.
Yeah.
I feel like, there's little pockets that you could dip into and but I feel like you said, it kind of makes it harder to narrow down or this is what I'm supposed to be doing or this is what I should be doing. But when you could be doing 10, 20 different things, it's kind of crazy.
I felt that too, because it's even sometimes if somebody asks you, oh, tell me about yourself or what do you do? And it's I say the same, what you introduce.
I just say me.
Yeah, I'm a
Natasha.
creator.
If you know, you know.
Right.
If you don't.
If you don't,
Yes, it's difficult because it's okay, I'm multifaceted. I'm so many different things. And sometimes I think society just wants to mush us to one niche. And then in turn, we do the same. Instead of just being free with whatever we're blessed with.
Right. I try to say I'm an artist, designer.
Period.
And then it's hard when people, say if I'm working on one project, but then people are asking me for something else. And it's nah, I'm not really, I'm not really trying to do that right now.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to
crochet
crochet right now.
I'm trying to right now.
Yeah, I could be, but.
I'm not into painting right now. I'm really
people, I just got a text the other day, can you do this paint party? I'm that's kind of 3 years ago for me.
Gee, so they got to keep up with you.
They got to keep up.
Okay.
But then I'm also I could do bridal painting, So it's hard for me to bring myself down and just focus on one way to go to get to where I'm trying to go, even though I don't know where I'm trying to go.
But you're trying to go somewhere.
I know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's important.
So what lane are you in now? Because if painting was 3 years ago.
Well, painting's gonna come back.
Okay. Everything does come back.
Painting is gonna come back. Just not before I was teaching painting every weekend. I'm kind of done with the weekends. I want my weekends back. I'm tired of working on the weekends.
Right. Solitude.
So that's where I'm at really. Is I'm trying to just the ideal for me right now. I've kind of narrowed down an ultimate goal for myself, a personal goal.
Yeah.
And I do want to teach people about all the things that I know how to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that is the ultimate goal, and I'm that would make sense. Why I can do so many things, so I can teach people how to do them. But now I kind of just want something steady in the background, just a mindless job.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, like, my job is still what I went to school for.
Yeah.
So I still feel emotionally connected to it. And I'm too connected
That makes
to it.
sense. Yeah.
And it's taking up too much time. So I need something that's, like, computer, like...
Does it have to be what you went to school for?
No,
just something.
I just need... It would be nice.
Yeah.
Like, it would be nice to still tell people, like...
Come in my field.
And as you get older, what you do is, like, your conversation starter for, like, so many things.
Something else.
So many things.
Yeah.
And that's also what I struggle with because I'm like, oh, I could just quit my job and go get a job at, like, wherever. Like Michael's or, like, just, like, a regular...
Right, where it's, like, you're in that world, but it's not...
But then I'm like, when people ask me, like, what do you do? And I'm like, I work at Michael's, but I don't really just work at Michael's. Like, you gotta trust the it's like, they don't even care about all of that. It's just like, but, like, what do you do? And now I have the title of, like, I'm a bridal seamstress. People are like,
which sounds nice.
Yeah.
But in reality, it sucks. like, point blank. Like, it sucks. Like, I can't.
But you know what, though? This is what I've been telling people as of late, because I've had those same, like, notions of wanting, like, a mindless job and wanting that. And I tell people, like, if somebody asks me what I do, I'm like, oh, I do this. I do social media. I make movies. And, like, So opposed to telling people, I guess, what, let's say for the sake of the matter, pays the bills and gets us by, saying what we actually like do as far as in the creative space. Like, that's not necessarily that 9 to 5, but it's something you do. You're an artist. So it's nothing wrong with being like, girl, get on my business, but I'm an artist. Like, this is what I do. That's what pays the bills, but this is what I do. And that's a valid response, right?
I feel like as a society, we were taught coming up, what you do for work is what you do for life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not necessary. Like, as creators, it's not like that all the time.
Right.
But if someone is a salesperson or, like, they work in finance, what do you do? I work in finance. They got no other... Maybe have hobbies, but, like, they don't have no other, like,
but they
other
have
outside
time
source,
for
but they
those
have time
hobbies.
for it.
Yeah.
Whereas what I do, I might work at the library, but I also make short films with my friends, or I also have 3 albums coming out in November or something. Like, I guess we have to separate the identity of what you do for work with what you do in life.
In life, yeah.
It's a little different, but it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah. We all felt that.
Yeah. Did you skip the question? What's coming out? What phase you in now?
That is the phase. The phase I'm in now.
You just said painting was coming back. I was like,
painting is coming back, but I'm still really into rug making right now.
And you be doing phenomenal jobs.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. So I guess I'm just focusing on that. I do surprisingly want to get back into, like, making clothing.
Yeah, I need a new hoodie.
That's, like, slowly coming back. I'm gonna be, doing some of that soon. So for now, that's it.
Okay.
That's like,
yes, I love it. So could I ask you, as far as your creative, your creative process, if your creative process was a recipe, it's like more a creative question, what would you think the key ingredients would fall into that recipe for you?
So before, it used to be like how I would get inspired. I would either be like upset or something would just be not going right. And because whatever wasn't going right, I would be inspired to make something to show people, like, hey, like, my life is falling apart, but, like, that doesn't matter because look at this thing.
Right, okay.
So I would say that recipe would be trauma.
Okay.
But then, like, also a mixture of color still. So now, like, present day, because, like, I really do enjoy my personal life. Like, a lot of that is going really well. So now it's like I'm attracted to things that just, like, bring me joy and, like, putting different colors together and everything, like painting my rugs. Or I'm a big Pinterest scroller. So I would say Pinterest. Pinterest colors and
I'm making the recipe.
I know, Pinterest colors and, like, a hint of things me and my mom talk about.
Okay.
My mom inspires a lot of my,
That's cool.
like, the things I create.
That's a good answer. That's a good question too. I like that.
Thanks.
That's fire.
Yes.
That's fire. So, all right. So, when you talk about how you use kind of like what you went through, and like I guess you said trauma, right? How long do you think is like the statute of limitations? So, like, so let's say you just went through something. Do you like immediately turn into art, or is it like when you inspire you, or like let's say you're inspired but you wait a little bit because it's a little fresh? You like, all right, like I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, like put too much out there. Or like, do you feel like you just go with the flow with it, or is it kind of like, do you dip back in the trauma from years ago, or is it like more recent kind of thing?
I think I use it as a way to like get myself up and going.
Yeah.
Like if I know that I'm in a period of not really doing what I should, like I'm not like on top of it with my laundry, I'm not on top of it with keeping my room clean, I'm not like, I can just see things are like out of order. I'm like, okay, well, let me grab my iPad, let me grab this pencil, let me see like what I can put together, and then that'll transfer to whatever medium I want to like put it on. So for me, it's kind of a fast turnaround. I would say like I don't really know like time wise.
Yeah.
But under a week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Under a week. But there's also some things where I might be working in my studio and I'll be like, oh, well, I remember this happened and maybe I could put this here. And so I think I'm always using stuff from the past or like even old projects. But as of right now, I just realized I'm not even really doing that. I didn't even think about that. But I haven't done it in a while. Okay. I feel like all of my work recently has been more like commercialized. I hate to say it. But commercialized. But that also reflects my life because it's like I'm trying to make money.
Yeah, getting that really.
And
you gotta do what you gotta do.
It was just like, oh, I'm making this because I want to make this and I want to show
express
people,
myself.
Like,
yeah.
And now it's like,
now
people like this, and I know I can do this. So
express myself or American Express.
Yeah, it's like $300 or. Oh, that looks cool. Nice. Which I like both.
Right.
I like both.
Hey man, reality.
Yeah. But I do want to get back to the space where it's like, this just came from me doing it because I wanted to.
Yeah.
Because I think that's when like the best work comes out.
Absolutely.
Tell us about the. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Tell us about the so you posted a TikTok of you with the Eagles jersey with the with the sign on the back. All right, so for people who don't know, let us know what's going on.
They was eating me up and like so. I've always wanted to be like a content creator. Yeah. Like I mean, that's how we met because I was on my content creator journey that I always fall off of. Like
I'm still waiting for the YouTube videos, but
I know, and my mom was like, "Oh, you need to do that again." But my dad has this old jersey. I don't even remember who was on the back. I couldn't even tell. Oh, Swift.
Oh, okay.
And I liked Swift when he was on the team. Like he was a good player. Like I'm not a super big football person. That's more of like my boyfriend, but. With being around him in football, you like pick up stuff. You start to have your favorite people because we gonna be watching this.
Right, I might as well.
So I might as well tap in. Like, so my dad was like, you know, I really would love if you would just, you know, put my name on the back. And he really wanted #1 dad, but I took it too far and did his old DJ name on there because I thought it would be cool. I'm like,
he just wanted dad.
You already have a #1 dad shirt. Yeah. Like, let's switch it up. So I ripped the nameplate off. I bought these letters. I stuck them on. And I used the heat press that he got me for Christmas that I never really used until that moment.
Hey, but it's for his gift, though.
But it was for his gift.
Right.
And so I'm like, oh, I should post this because people always are wondering how to, like, customize their gear. Like, old players that we don't even... Not, like, Hall of Famers, but, like, people that's just, like, somebody give me this.
Yeah.
So I posted it and it's blowing up. Like you know when a TikTok is blowing up, if you exit out the app, you come back, it's like 300 views already.
Yeah.
Once you get past that like 2, 3, you know it's going up.
Yeah.
So I wake up, it's at like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it's at like 15,000 views. Right now it's at like 60K. So I'm like, oh, this is great because I have been posting every day since we found out that TikTok was gonna end. So I was like posting every day. And I go on there, I'm like, oh, let's see what they're saying. But the night before, and what a lot of people don't know is that when I first started YouTube, I was obsessed with getting hate comments.
You was obsessed with it?
Yes.
Okay.
When I started YouTube, that's all I really wanted. I was like, I know that once I get a hate comment, I made it.
You're good. Yeah.
I used to tell everybody that.
That's violent.
Like, and I never really got them. So I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
They're not hating you.
If they're not hating on you, they're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
So then I told my boyfriend that. I was like, yeah, like, I know it's weird, but like, I
kind of like this.
I want a hate comment. I wake up, it's like 20 hate comments. It's like, this sucks. This is crooked. It's people on there giving advice on how to do it better underneath my post.
Like, listen.
The nerve, like, underneath my post.
You know
like,
what I do?
It was this one comment that really got to me where this guy was like, you know what? Like, I love the Eagles, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is the worst way I've ever seen it done. Like, this is just terrible.
Gosh.
So, like, now I'm like scratching my head because I'm like, it's like I'm getting jumped. Like, I'm getting cooked. Like, they're cooking me in the comments. And so then I was like, oh, well, I could just take this and run with it. Like, be careful what you wish for. Like, this is what you wanted. Like, it's blowing up. It's not blowing up for the right reason. I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was cool.
No, I think it was cool. Everyone's like, you got the wrong font for the number.
But
like,
it wasn't the purpose.
That's not the purpose.
Like,
they're thinking too deep in. Like,
if I
really
wanted
trying
to make
replicate it.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to make a replica. It was just a gift.
Yeah.
Like, it was a
Anything to
gift.
say.
That's what I'm saying. And there was one part that was crooked, but like this, it was a gift. Like, and the crazy thing is, like, if it was supposed to be right here, it was like right here. Like, the crookedness was like so slight, and it wasn't even an actual letter. I put periods on there, and one of them is like slightly that way. But by the time I had pressed it down, I was like, my dad gonna love it anyway. Right? Like, it doesn't matter. I didn't know people were gonna be zooming in and like
petty.
So I made another video using the comment that really got to me the most. I mean, there was a couple, but you can't use them all, so I used one of them. And I made it crooked on purpose.
Yeah, I seen that.
And that video, of course, you know, that one's not going to get as much traction.
They's like, we didn't bring her down.
Yeah, like, but then the guy replied back from, like, that comment, was like, you know, I got to respect it. Like, I got to respect it. Yeah. But just, like, the craziest, and that, it didn't bother me as much because that wasn't anything personal. No. That's the commercial stuff. Right. Like, people still is under the comments like, oh, can I send you my jersey? Can I send you my
yeah.
So I did one, but I'm like, I don't really do that. Jersey girl. This was not that.
Not my lane, man.
This was not that. Like,
I'm going back in the pagan.
Yeah, like, this was not that. Like, I did one because someone saw the video that was like an old family friend, and he didn't even realize that it was my video. And he was like, oh, like, I need this. I was like, I'll do it for you, but after this, I'm pretty.
Don't hit me up no more about some jerseys.
Don't hit me up no more. I don't know if times get a little hard. Like, I might go back into them comments like, hey, y'all still need this? Like, I might do that today.
I don't know. But that's cool. Now you got a lane. That was fire. I had seen that. I seen the rebuttal, and I was like, this is the voiceover you did, the tone. I'm like, this is hilarious. This is hilarious.
And I used to be a lot more comedy based and everything. So I was like, let me play around with like the root of things. Yeah. So
that was cool.
Yeah, they cooked me. they did.
So I wanted to go back a little bit. I heard you speak about, you know, you and your mom being one of your inspirations. What do you feel creatively or for your work, who have inspired you, or like who did you look up to? People like you, like really when you wanted to do it, you're like, oh, this is like, I like their work. I really like what they're doing.
I don't want to say nobodies, but like a whole bunch of nobodies on the internet.
Okay.
Like during COVID, I saw a whole bunch of people like making runs and just like, I was like, oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
Like I get more inspired by the artists that are smaller and nobody's really, they have like 100 followers. Like nobody's really liking their stuff. Those are the best ones.
Absolutely. Because they're not trying to change for anybody.
They're not trying to change. Some people just like, they're just doing it just to have fun with it. I do have, like, right now, one of my favorite artists. Her name is Pink Lumaine. She has, like, a lot of cool art for, like, Black mental health, things like that. I have a lot of her artwork in my apartment.
That's cool.
I love it.
But anybody else right now, I'm like, I just like looking at the people that are just, like, trying to make it, putting it out. Like, I follow this Black sculptor on TikTok. I can't remember his name, but, like, the shapes and the colors that he does is just, I couldn't even. So I get more inspired by my daily scroll than I do. Right, by the people that are just already there, because even they probably could feel that commercialized a little bit, but
kind of lost the love of it somewhere around the way.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, I don't want to speak for them because I don't know.
What they.
But I think once you get to a certain level, there's rules. Like, you might want to. I started off doing a lot of protest work. Like, my whole college career, all of my work that came out of that was just like, Black Americans are always.
But the time that when that was so prevalent. It was so everything.
But I wish I could do it again because like that is me, but it's not. Like, I spent my whole college career just being like, not angry because I had fun. I had a great time. But my work was seen as just like heavy and dark. But it was important for the time. But if I could do it again, I feel like I would go so much farther because that was just like really just the timing. I think timing is everything. I feel like if I were to like go back to school now, like shake out a lot.
They were like, wow, so her.
They'd be like, oh, like she came back with a vengeance. Like, I won't even go back to school.
My follow-up question, and then we asked someone else this question before on the podcast. When did you know? Do you know, like, when you had this aha moment where you was like, yo, this is what I want to do in my life? Like, I don't think I can see myself doing much of anything else I would to create this way.
Well, my very first job was a sewing teacher in Glenside, Stitcher's Dream. Shout out to Dottie.
Okay.
And I used to take classes there. Like, a family friend told us about it, and she was like, oh, like, my mom taught me how to sew because her grandmother, like, she was really into sewing, and she had, like, all these cool sewing machines. And so we went there, and they hired me. I was like,
I'll take it.
Freshman year of, like, high school.
Oh,
I was pretty like,
we making money young.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was for the time I was making $10, which was a lot for the time.
That was a lot for the time.
Back in 2011, it was grown people, not even.
Corner store every day.
That's like I have bands. But at that moment, I was like, oh, like I can never get a regular job after this. Like, your first job, you work in art and you're getting paid like a decent amount for a child. So at that point, I had to figure out, like, because there was a time where I was like, I actually really did want to be a lawyer. I was in my trial, like, and I would have been a bomb lawyer too. So, like, but I just, like, I applied to, it was a difference of being accepted into high schools. So if I would have got accepted to a different high school versus the one that I would have
been different.
It would have been a lot different. So I would say that was the moment that I knew.
That's fire though. Just your first experience into the workforce, you like creating.
Yeah,
and I get paid in money for it. So you was set up for what you do.
On
both fronts.
It was lit. Like,
that's fire.
From the jump. Like, it was lit from the jump.
That's fire.
But all my opportunities, they feel so accidental. Like, they feel so. That's why I'm having a hard time now, because it's not like I didn't have to work for it, but it didn't really feel like work. It was like, oh, I know this person, I've done work with this person, and we build a connection, and boom, like, new job. Or new this or new that. Like, it's like when you're younger and you want to lose weight, and you just drop that weight. Now it just sticks.
It just stay on you.
Now it just sticks. But that's how I feel.
It's such the harsh reality. I feel like sometimes you are taught when things don't feel like work, then that's how you know it's the right thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
But we also combat what society tells us and what the world needs from us and what we gotta do. So then we become adult. So it's like that harsh, like, this is fun, this is what I like, but also what, other things can follow in that path.
Right.
Leading up to our last question, I don't know if you have any more, but I wanted to ask you, what do you feel like was the most difficult piece, if yet, or if you have any that you've worked on, how was that process, and how did you overcome that?
Like, my difficult?
Yeah, hard-hitting questions here.
I don't know, that's a hard question. I don't know what my most...
So it's like maybe most time-consuming or most...
Well,
it stretched you creatively.
Right. I'm going to say 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like on the fence. One of them, I would say, like, my senior collection in college.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, like, the hardest thing I've ever done overall. But recently, someone ordered, like, the original logo for the Eagles rug. And, like, that has... It doesn't seem like it, but it has so much detail that I thought I was just going to bang it out in the afternoon.
Right.
And I was like, I had to text him, like, yeah, I need a little bit more time.
Sorry for the wait.
Right.
Yeah, like, sorry for the wait, but this is going to be a week late because I had to go back in and, like, try to make the lines clear. And it's not like I'm drawing it so I can, like, erase. Like, you have to, there's, like, the gun itself weighs a lot, too.
Yeah.
So there's, like, a lot of, like, physical aspects to it. But at that moment, I just took a step back and I was like, well, it's going to get done because it's already paid for.
Right.
Like,
right.
It's already paid. Right. It's already paid for. I'm going to give it to you because a lot of the times if I'm doing something, and I probably shouldn't, but if I'm doing something and I see it starting to, like, go a different way or, like, getting a little hard, this is the worst thing to say. I just stop. That's the worst. And that's why I really don't crochet like that much.
You're
because,
like, I'm good.
Yeah, once it starts going left, I'm like, I don't need the sweater anyway. Like, it's just fine.
That's real. Thanks.
But the only way that I'm going to push through is if it's like, something's got to be on the line.
Yeah.
And that's like...
So you work hard, like, under pressure? And like...
I work way better under pressure. Like, I don't even... Like, when it comes down to how I live my life, I don't even... If I gotta be to work at, like... Like, I need the pressure of, like, oh, it's getting close. Because, like, I'm not... Like, even my college roommate, she used to get up, like, 2 hours before class, do her makeup, do this, do that. Even my boyfriend does that. Like, he gets to work at, like, an hour before his first haircut. And he don't got clocking with nobody. He just does that just off the discipline. Me? I'm turning on
How far is it?
How far is it? I'm like, oh, let me see what else I can do with my hair. I'm like, oh, now I gotta grab something to eat. Like, I'm like, oh, I can lay back down.
So I guess our next kind of segment, let's say section, next segment we're going into is the icon of the eye. I know you may be familiar with it, but it's just like anybody that you want to shout out that's doing cool, creative, cool things, tell them they're keeping up the work or whatever like that. Just, I think all 3 of us may have somebody, but anybody wants to go first? I can. Okay. Yeah, sure. All right. This episode, my icon in the eye is a pretty big YouTube creator. Somebody I've been watching for a long time. Shout out to Berlizzi. One of my bigger inspirations, just in terms of just, he did like skits, he did like video game content. And now as he's gotten older, he does like podcast content and just like, just creating the way he creates it. I know he definitely, his intention is to make people like feel good and make people laugh and probably forget what they're going through. And that's what I kind of like to model myself after too. So yeah, I just want to shout out to him. Just watching him, long time viewer. You know what I'm saying, and giving his props for sure.
Shout out. Yeah, I from time to time check in with him. He's dope. He's one of the, I feel like, first people who I seen like kind of do it all, like bounce around like what you just stated, and is like good at it too.
Yeah.
So shout out. I guess I'll go next.
Yeah.
Shout out, my icon in the eye is gonna be Brooklyn Frost. So she's a YouTuber. Now she's a streamer. So I feel like right now, you know, so many people are in the wave of like streaming and Twitch, but I like her because she's like funny. She's like known for like going viral and making TikToks, but recently she's been really consistent, like taking her Twitch seriously and like really, I feel like doing it for like the girlies. I mean, there's a bunch of girls right now on Twitch, but because she's a YouTuber and like she's the known YouTuber, she's like catapulted to like this level that's just really cool. And, you know, she took a trip to Japan, which I thought was super dope, like kind of getting content out there and just doing a big one, like for Black women and just for girls, and just kind of just putting the stamp and the mark on what we can do and nothing is impossible. Like, I feel like maybe people probably thought Twitch was like male dominated, and it probably kind of still is. Yeah. But it's cool to see and cool to know that when I go on Twitch personally, I can see all these like women Twitchers and like streamers and content creators, and just, it's so colorful and it's so beautiful. So shout out to Brooklyn for making the space more versatile and more cooler.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cool.
But since I already talked about her, I'm going to pick my college roommate. Yeah. Her name is Devin Monet Alexander. She is my favorite artist of all time. Her work is so colorful, so meaningful. She does these, it's kind of like, how can I describe this without taking away? Because I could probably never describe it. But when I met her, the first thing that I ever saw from her was this color pencil drawing. I've never seen color. Cool. I've never seen color pencil. Like, it looked like a painting. Wow. I thought it was a sticker. She shocked me. She shocked me. Like, she is so talented. But now she does, it's kind of like collage, pop out, like. Oh,
yeah. And she's in exhibits. Like, that's really cool. Like, that's something that's fire. Shout out to my girl.
Yes.
And it's Black History Month. Shout out to all the black people, the men and the women, we just doing our thing. Sorry, I just had to say that.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so I guess we're going to dive into our main topic today, which is being a creator and balancing having a full-time job. All right? It's definitely not easy. It's not for the faint of heart.
No.
It's very tough. I think we talked briefly about it earlier. We were like, sometimes it's discouraging to like be kind of like, wait, what am I doing creatively? Like, I haven't did this in a while. I haven't did their YouTube in a while. I haven't made music in a while. But then your job is like, hey, where's this report? You were late 2 days ago. Where's this? Where's that? And
are you gonna give me another day?
Right. And that's our like livelihood. Like, we need that to pay bills and
keep
work.
The lights on.
Keep the lights on. But then a lot of people need their creative outlet to stay sane too. So it's kind of like, dang, how do we balance that? Or what do I put more value into? Which one's more important? It's kind of tough to even juggle and judge.
Yeah. And it is. It's like, I feel sometimes when you have such a experience of like having fun in your creative space, like if you went to an event space or if you did like, you know, an exhibit, that's so freeing and fun. And then like Monday morning you're like in a meeting and it's just like, it feels such like sometimes a draining experience.
Right.
Like almost like you're a vampire and it's like nothing left to give. And it's just, where do you compromise? How do you compromise yourself? And in what ways do you compromise yourself? What ways do you shift? What ways, like, do you tell a coworker, hey, I do this? Or do you just off? Like, you know, like it's such a twofold thing, I feel like, that we experience, all humans.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's tough. It's like you said, you have to kind of like be a zombie in the main job and then be like who you really are when you're creating. I truly wholeheartedly go through what you said. Like literally, and I don't know what it is, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's probably where I spend my most time creating.
Yeah.
Like doing what I want to do. Maybe working towards doing more scripts or like editing YouTube videos, editing what I want. I don't know what it is. Every Sunday night, I literally get anxiety because I'm like, oh my gosh, tomorrow's Monday.
Yeah.
I have a meeting. I have to sit through a morning meeting where everyone's talking about, hey, what you do last weekend? Oh, like, did you walk the dog? Like, I literally have to sit and I gotta remember, oh, what's going on at work? I don't know. And don't let me have a really good weekend with shoots and like really productive. And I'm really feeling like I'm in my purpose. And now I'm back and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I feel like I work 4 days a week because Monday is definitely like a recalibration day. I'm like, huh? Like literally, it's tough. It's tough.
It's funny that you said that because like recently, like I saw your career shift and everything. I've seen you do a couple of jobs throughout the year, but I was like, wow, like he gets to travel and like, do these like conferences and like you're always in like, well, Miami and all these like places. I was like, that's so cool. Like I want to do that, but then I hear you and I'm like, oh, like wow, it's crazy because now, like before social media, the only things that you would know about people is when you see them in person and they talk about things. But now because of social media, it's like you think everybody's just living the dream and you're the only one not living the dream.
Yeah, it's that true comparison that you just look and you're like, don't get me wrong. Like, of course, it has its perks and moments or whatever. Yeah, like, every job has its moments. Every job has its moments, but like 85% of the time, I'm like, man, what's going on here, man? I don't know. So I guess asking the both of you, do you feel like it's easier to alleviate that kind of angst that you go through to work in a job that has nothing to do with your like whatever you do creatively? So like, I guess, let's say creatively, I am a musician. I do music, but my job, I work at Rite Aid. Like,
shout out to Rite Aid.
Because
my mom gave her life to Rite Aid, so.
Shout out to Rite Aid. I didn't even know that.
She ain't work there no more because, she had a little accident. She had a little slip and fall.
Okay.
But shout out to Rite Aid because y'all got me through college.
Okay.
Just a little tip. Shout out to my mom too.
Yeah. I had no idea about Rite Aid. That's so random.
I know.
I feel it's so strange because, of course, everyone wants to typically do the job that they went to school for. Like at that point, what did I go to school for? And they sell you this dream of like, don't you worry, if you just work super hard, just do your resume.
Hey, just $100,000 for school.
You're going to be set up great. Don't miss these steps and you won't fail. And that's such a dream that's not completely true. And here we are, we come out post-grad and we're like, where's the dream job at? Where is it at? Yeah. And it's, no one tells you, you have to dig. Like,
it's rejection after rejection.
And also no one tells you, I also sometimes say this a lot. Sometimes it's hard to recognize, but I'm doing my dream job. It's hard to see it because it's not a 9-to-5, and maybe also it doesn't fully always pay the bills, or it doesn't. But people, many people are envious of our skills or other people's skills and talents, and they're like, oh, and they don't really know what to grapple at or what their skill set is. And we went to school for this, or we studied these things, but society tells us otherwise. So for me personally, it's such a grappling thing of, do I want a job that's in my career? Yes, of course, because it's the skills I know, it's the habit, but also it's that draining of what you talk about through Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm doing what I love for myself. Monday, sure, I'm doing the thing I like, but is it fulfilling me? So then it brings the question, does a 9-to-5 job have to fulfill you? Or is it the thing that you were destined to do of fulfillment? It's so much of this for me. So I can't really answer straight, I guess.
Are you like 9-to-5?
Yeah, but it is something that, like, when I'm currently looking for work, it's like I always have these setups of like I'll apply, like I'm not closed-minded. I used to be. Like if I'm looking for a job, I'll be like, I only want the field I'm working in.
That's me right now.
Right.
I'll take anything.
Right, but then I'm like, I'll take anything. Like I'm Right, you said Starbucks. When you say what? Like, I don't have the skills, but I'm gonna learn. I got customer. Hi, how are you? Come on in. What do you want? Like, I don't have it, right? Mm-hmm. But it's just that it's like this,
right?
Yeah. So I don't know how you feel about it, but it's like,
well, it's like just so many, because I am looking for that 9 to 5 because like I see the 9 to 5 as the catalyst because there's a cap. Like no matter what, kind of like, I don't know if y'all watch Severance, but like,
no, I've been hearing about it.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
my bad, we missed the inside.
She's about to get us.
But like summary wise, it's like when you go to work, you can't think of or remember anything in the outside world. Mm-hmm. And it's the same for when you're at home. Like their brain is shut off to whatever's at work. So when they're at home, they can't even think about work because their memories are separated. Mm. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a job where it's not going to be, sometimes it's 9 o'clock at night. My boss still texts me about something that could really wait till the next day. Mm-hmm. And it's like, in a regular like corporate 9 to 5, they're like, sorry, like hope this reaches you well or like whatever, but they still have to do it within those like business hours.
Kind of, sort of,
like kind of. I know it gets a little.
It gets a little like, when you get into kind of like salary and salary.
Yeah, salary versus hourly.
Yes.
It kind of gets misconstrued, but typically, manners wise, talk to me in business hours.
Yeah, like they talk to you correct. Like I'm in retail, technically.
Yes.
So they don't like it. And it's weird because I'm in retail, but I'm in like a higher up position. Mm-hmm. So like when my company went through this restructuring, my position was like the manager of like the alterations room. Yeah. But now because they restructured, it's called like a lead alteration specialist. But I'm still a manager. The only difference is I can't make a schedule. Right. I still have to do everything a manager does. I still got to keep all these people in line. I still got to answer to customers, answer to this. I still got to do the meetings with the corporate people who are like, it's really cold out there, but they haven't left their house. And it's like, I drove an hour to work in the snow. So it's like, I forgot where I was going. Something about severance. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I want more of a separation because I think that with the schedule that retail holds, they are on top of every like you gotta work every holiday, you gotta work every weekend, you gotta like
odd hours probably.
They just boosted my hours. I used to get off at 5, then it changed to 6, then it changed to 7:30. Now it's at 9.
And then you probably have peak hours where it get crazy.
And and we're about to get to our busy season. So I want a job where I know I go in there, clocking at 9, do my little 1-2-1-2, out at 5. I have my weekend. Like now, I don't know when I'm gonna work. Jeez. This technically is my Sunday because during slow season we get Wednesday and Thursday, so it's like a little bit better. But coming up, my off days are separated. I don't even get them together.
Jeez.
Now, question: as someone either, let's say, maybe in past experience or if looking for work or if you're at work, how do y'all feel about, I guess, perception of showcasing that you are creative? I mean, at work, and then, because I know people out there, like, when they're working, they're like what you just said, they shut off everything, like severance. So it's like, as an employer, as a coworker, it's like, oh, I don't do anything creative. I'm just a worker. Yeah,
or do
you share? Like, I want to know, like, from personal experience.
That's really how severance is.
Right.
Like, I don't have a life. I don't have a family.
Like, come on. And, some people don't share it all. And I can respect that because you have to have that separation. Some people share it all. And they let you know, like, what they do on the weekends and, like, their dog.
Not share anything.
And I'm like, some people don't share a thing. I'm
a yapper. So, like.
So you're going to know about me.
You going to know about me.
I'm in between. I feel like I'm reserved. I'm a little mysterious. But if you get to know me, I'll tell you.
But if somebody asks you a question, you're not like...
No, I'm not going to not tell you anything. I'll be like, yeah. But I'm not going to be like, and then blah, 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 blah. Like,
that's the problem with me. I'm like...
And then, guess what? You just met the girl. It's our first day today.
I know. It's her first day. She know my whole life.
So how y'all feel about that balance?
I think, so interestingly enough, so I have a 9 to 5, right? Whatever. And then also recently, like maybe holiday season, I picked up a part-time job. Sure.
Money.
Yeah, money.
Yes.
By the time this episode come out, I'm not gonna have it anymore. I don't expect to be.
Who knows if I'm gonna have mine? So.
But it's funny that you said like, do I share what I do? I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
Even with my whole 9-to-5 job, it took a lot for me to even share maybe some poems I did on LinkedIn because I kind of like them not knowing my like what I can really do because now expecting a little bit more out of you, right? Low key, like if I sit here and tell them, yeah, I make films. Now they're like, all right, so what's up? What's going on?
They're seeing dollar signs.
Now they're seeing dollars, and now, like I want them to know, like, hey, like I like having a job where it doesn't pull that much from me creatively.
Yeah,
because then I can just do it. I can save all my creative juices for myself.
Yeah.
This job, I can add it a little bit, boom, boom, yada yada, cool. Add a little flair, save all my juices for myself. That's it. So I didn't really start telling it for a while. I've been there for 3 years. And now they just now find it.
Around the same time.
And it's so funny. Another similarity, that whole restructuring, and then now you're a lead. Same exact thing happens to me. I don't know what that is. I think it's just
because they don't want to pay.
That's what they do to young people, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is. It's same thing. But yeah, I just started sharing like my personal life, and now at my part-time job at Whole Foods.
Shout out to Whole Foods.
I guess so, whatever. My part-time job at Whole Foods. I think I know, right?
I love Whole Foods.
You about to get us branded. You about to get sponsors, right? Whole Foods. You about to be on. But I think as a creative, it's in you, so other people can kind of see. Somebody came to me. They was like, "Rahmere, what do you do? I feel like you give like a creative vibe off." I was like, that's a high key compliment.
Yeah, because then you're like, let me not. Like,
right? I'm like, let me not do too much. Right. I do a little video editing. Didn't say I'm a professional video. None of that. Right. But I didn't say I make films, movies. I just do a little video editing. Yeah. So I just think you can try to hide it, but other creative will know what's going on.
For sure.
Yeah, and then earlier you spoke about kind of just figuring out like balancing, is this a job supposed to satisfy you, fulfill you? I think one of the biggest things I'm learning about having a job and working a 9-to-5 and being a creative is your creativity is supposed to fulfill you. The job is just supposed to sustain you. Right. Just to, make sure bills done, and that's it.
Right.
You get your fulfillment somewhere else. You ain't really supposed to be fulfilled at your job, I feel like. People who are...
You feel...
I don't think so. Oh. I don't think you're supposed to be fulfilled at your job. That's how I feel. I feel like... because I feel like you get so much fulfillment other places. Like, you feel wholeheartedly trying to say feel fulfilled is crazy.
I know.
You wholeheartedly feel fulfilled, I feel like, in other avenues. Like, creating or just seeing, like, a project to its end and, like, making up an idea and like just bringing it for fruition. Are you really fulfilled because you impressed Betty and Mary Lou about a project and you did a good presentation? Like, not really.
Well, could we say that? Let's see if I can put it this way too, also to expand your point. We say that I guess there's been a culture for I feel like years where people in the past, their fulfillment has come from work. And not so much family or not so much activities or life, actual real life. And people forgot like in Severance, which I've never seen, but I keep repeating it. But it makes me want to watch it because it seems like almost like a way, like a sim-like or robotic-like. And I feel like in the past, people have this construct of like, work is all that matters. And I feel like the pandemic, I feel like it shook the world. I'm not going to lie. Like, maybe that's too high of a thing to say, but I feel like the pandemic really shook us out of that. Oh, work is not that important as I thought it would be. Because guess what? The people at work don't really value me because they still want me to show up. They still want me to come sick. They still want me to come, all of these et ceteras. And I feel like over the span, a lot of people, I feel that way too. It's like this, work is not all of like its peak. It's a portion. It's an entity. It's something that we care about, especially if you do work that you love and you care about, but it's not all of what it's supposed to be. And I feel like that's a line that I feel like you kind of
it depends on the person.
Right. Like,
Yeah,
that's
like
not what you're saying.
I don't. It's not that I don't agree.
Mhm.
I think, like, personally, I grew up Roman Catholic, and like, I feel like personally, I'm a lot more like spiritual. Like, if my granny watching, but I feel like life wasn't supposed to be about work.
I
Like,
agree. Yeah.
I feel like everybody was supposed to just like contribute in their own way and still live like a fruitful life. I think that there is a way, like, if you really like trust, and this just depends on like what you believe in outside of that, but like if you have faith in like a higher power, even like the energies of the universe, I think that there's a way for us to just not live in retirement, but like live in something that you're doing that doesn't feel like work. I don't think it's always supposed to be so hard.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like he continued climbing his ladder.
Yeah,
And
because
it's like, what's up the ladder?
the billionaires, like, they're not like, they're
They
stressed
probably
about
do
like
the least amount of work
they
too.
do exactly,
Yeah.
and it's not necessarily ethical, but like they're trying to keep that from the people below.
Right.
Because it really, like, we wasn't supposed to be clocking in. And
No, now we got bills and
Yeah,
credit
and,
cards.
And I know people be like, you know how people be like, it's like controversial things that go around. I've heard a couple people say, I've heard B. Simone say it one time, and she was like canceled for it.
she gets canceled for a lot.
Right.
No,
But, like,
shout out to B. Simone.
No. But, well, you know, people be like clutching their pearls, like, oh, you're trying to offend 9 to 5 people, and it's like, I don't know what people's true intention is, but I genuinely don't think that's a bad statement to make, because genuinely we're not supposed to. That's not what we're
Like,
all supposed
I don't feel
to be
like
doing.
I don't want to work. I'm not afraid to say it. I don't want to work. And what I mean by that is, like, I don't think that me, like, somebody being in charge of me and telling me that it's gonna go this way and it's gonna go that way, and if you don't, like, I was never.
So you have a true like entrepreneur, like.
Yeah, like, I'm a firstborn. Like, I'm used to being able to
get
move
you.
when I want to move.
Same thing.
Like,
I don't like that.
so I think that 9 to 5s bring structure to the people who need it. And I feel like there's just people that don't need it. And that's why it's people that break the mold. It's people that's in Mexico making $10,000 a day because they didn't want to be underneath the robot mode. But it's just about, like, how do you get there?
Yeah.
And when that moment is for you, like, people realize that moment just randomly. They're like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore.
Right. But I feel like in order to get to the, like, making, I'm just saying 10,000 for example, making that, you still have to have some type of drive, and you still have to understand, like, you may not want to work, but you gotta do something.
Yeah, you have to do something.
Yeah, like, I'm not just gonna sit around waiting for my miracle.
And just give you free money.
And just
like,
give,
you have money is earned.
Yeah.
But it is, like, you do have to put in work for it, but there's just a certain type of work that I feel in my spirit is just not right. And to go back to what y'all were saying about, like, do I share at work and things like that, because my job is a creative job, everybody that comes there for a reason, with a story and a how and a why. So, like, all day long we're talking, it's literally like we're in a dungeon.
So you gotta survive.
Yeah, it's no windows back there. It's no.
They just got y'all just
they're literally
sewing on dresses.
Sewing in the warehouse. Like, it's cold back there. We just got a space heater. Like, so we're up there. We're bundled up.
What's the conditions?
And it's not. We only get, like, we can work 10 hours, only get a 30-minute break.
Wow.
Like, they barely want us to take our 15.
Can y'all go to the restroom? Is that allowed?
It's her face. So, well,
don't go too many times, because
times.
where are they? But no, like, we're just all back there sewing, like, I really want to do this, and like, what do y'all think about that? And like, we share ideas and we encourage each other, and we're like, one day we're gonna get out of here. It's like we're in prison.
Right, I know y'all sound like prison.
It's literally like we're in prison. And when people leave, oh my god, it's so
like
funny.
Celebration.
When people leave, we're like, wow. Good for them. Like, can't believe it. Like,
they made it out.
They made it out. And like, as the time passes, you start to wonder, like, it's been 3 years. Am I going to make it out?
Am I next?
Am I next? I feel like I'm next. I feel it in my spirit. But like, just waiting for the warden to call your name. Like,
they said bed and baggage, right? That's 60 days in. It's
no,
ready to go.
Seriously, like, the last person that left, I was like, man. And then they have these great opportunities. She's like, yeah, I found this small business and she's gonna teach me about the business and she's gonna do this, and I don't work holidays anymore, I don't work weekends anymore. And I'm just sitting there like, one day
I'll have my free moment.
It'll be me.
I'll have my free moment. So yeah, we share and we really build that community, and it's nice. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna miss it. Like, I will miss things about it, and because I'm in a creative job, like people tell you all day long, oh my god, like you're so talented. I like to hear that.
You know, it boosts my ego.
Yeah,
sure.
if I
yeah, you're right.
If I go to Whole Foods with you, like they're not gonna know.
No,
they're not gonna know.
They
And
don't know.
I wouldn't say that I dress creatively. Like I look very like Joe Schmo.
I definitely just be on robot mode.
That's what I'm saying. So they're not gonna be coming up to me like, oh, you're so talented. You like bagged it perfectly. Like
unless you start designing the bag.
Right, you gotta go bone.
Okay, but I would miss that.
Right.
That's just an ego thing.
Yeah,
like,
it feels good.
Yeah,
it feels great. Like even at your job now, we're like, you edited that perfectly.
Sometimes
give us more,
and it'd be like,
or they're like,
easy and press things.
You finish the whole project, and they're like, can you move this a little bit more to the left?
I'm like, I'll do it.
How do you know what I need to?
Okay. Like, yeah.
Whatever. Like, oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We can talk about this forever. Last question I got in terms of like being a creative with a full-time job, balancing that. Do you truly feel like when you need an escape, creativity is like that escape? Like, do you feel like that like truly helps you when you're really like your back's against the wall against your job? Do it feels like it motivates you to do more creative stuff, or is it like? Because I'm at a point right now where I'm too busy to create, and it kind of hurts me now. It kind of like that. Creativity is my true escape. It's my true like, all right, man, I can just sink my teeth in just like something completely different, another project or whatever. But now the jobs are just taking too much time, and I can't. Now I just can't, and it drains me extra. Yeah. It's tough.
And I feel like something has to give. You know, you start to feel like something, even if it's just spirit telling you, or if it's like your mind, like, what the heck?
I would say that because I don't have as much time to create, that like my motivation and my escape and everything is my partner. Like, it's hard because I live with someone that's like living in their dream, like somebody that like broke out of the mold, like went from corporate clocking in to like built everything from the ground up by himself. So like it's right in front of me that it's tangible, and it's hard because I'm like, like I'm doing the work, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then like I'm miserable. I'm miserable. Like I don't want to create because while I'm creating, that's the time that I could be getting rest to go prepare for this shit. Yeah. So like having those talks with my boyfriend and like, you know, him helping me like, you know, look for different jobs and create my resume and like, okay, this is what you need to do. These are the people you need to talk to, or like I cut this client that would want this, like how would you feel about like just having that support has been the only way that has been working. And my mom and my dad.
Yeah, shout out to the family.
Support.
Yeah, just like family support, because I feel like everybody kind of knows like where I would like to be, and they're like, you know, you just gotta strap in. Like whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen anyway.
That's how I feel.
So
I feel like if you got true talent, like it'll just pay off in the long run. Doesn't matter.
And I think that when I'm happier and when I have more mental space, like hopefully I'll be able to do more and like create more and have more space to create more. But it's also that pressure of getting older too.
Yeah. It kind of, you kind of like, you know,
can only play around but for so long. Like
30s are knocking.
Yeah, because I feel like in your 20s, if you're like chasing that dream, get to the like, there's no age limit though. I don't think that there should be a cap. It should be. Anybody can go after their dreams, but I think that people are more like if I start from ground zero now, I think people will be more understanding. Like I don't have any children. I don't have anybody to do it for. I'm not doing it for my son. Like, so
it's for me.
It's for me. So I think that now would be the time for me to start to like make that shift. But like,
it's scary.
It is scary, and some people don't get there until their 30s or 40s. Like Taraji P. Henson did an interview the other day saying she was like 35 or something.
Yes, with her son
in the car. Like, yes. I'm glad it worked out. But could you imagine if it didn't?
Imagine
if it didn't work out.
It ain't no joke, and it just reminds you to continuously step out on faith. Don't be scared of the present. Don't be scared of, like, the uncertainties.
Right.
Because we're living in, like, very, like, unprecedented times and uncertain times. And it's very easy just to kind of give into that, or, like, whatever company you're working for, whatever, you know, you're looking for next. It's like, well, what if this doesn't work out? And you just got to keep
but what if it does, right?
You have to keep, right? You have to keep something.
Because eventually something's going to stick.
Right? Something, yeah.
Right. Something gonna work. I'm a big person of faith, and God don't put on you too much that you can handle, and there's going to be a breakthrough. Sometimes you might got to break down a lot in order to get
to me about that. Because I was like, well, God knows that I've been knocking and knocking and knocking and knocking, but it's always that point when you're about to give up that God's like, all right. He's like, all right, like you wanted it that bad, here it is. Yeah. So I'm waiting for that moment. And I'm also a very faith-based person too, so it's been testing my faith.
You'll be like, God,
because I'm like, no, I don't want to be right. Like, and then I was like, okay. Maybe it's somebody still here at this place that I need to talk to.
That's right.
And
get to. Yeah.
But I'm like, at this point, God, if they ain't get here yet, I got to go.
That's
right.
They
missed this bus. Like, I have to go. Yes. So that's a really good point.
Yeah. So I think that was a good, great topic. Just you heard like the raw feelings of people who work and try to create and balance in both, and just is how we feel about the work life, corporate life. Is, you know,
felt like a venting session.
It really was. Low key, it was a venting session.
I don't know about y'all, but I don't know if y'all talk in your group of friends, but if you do, you know, it's okay to talk about 9 to 5s, and you know, sometimes people are very like secretive or they hold a lot back. But you might realize that there's somebody who you might be like, oh, they have it better than I do. You just gotta talk to them. You never know.
You never know. I found out a lot today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like, I seen like I think I have met some of the people you work with before, and I'm like, oh, it seems like one of those close knit, and I just feel like, okay, it might be vibey, whatever. Now I'm knowing I don't got heat. Like I'm like, whoa.
You don't got heat.
Oh yeah, you have met some of my coworkers.
I've met some coworkers. So I'm like.
No, we carry it well.
Yeah, y'all carry it well, man.
We carry it well, but we are all like,
gotta report.
We're trying to break out.
Yeah,
we're really trying to break out. So
gotta report them.
So if you see this, send help and hire me, please.
Please. All right, so I think the final thing we're gonna go into. So usually we end our episodes with something called our final 5, but because we have a special guest here, we're going to do something called Fast 5.
Yes.
So these are 5 just real rapid fire questions. You just give it to us in a sentence.
Okay.
And we're all answer them.
Yes.
All right.
Number 1. Do you embrace or resist creative messes?
Embrace? I'm messy. So is that
I guess that's fine too. Yeah. I can't. Yeah, I feel like you can't resist it. I'm gonna say embrace.
I embrace it.
Somebody's coming.
Yeah, you like.
You have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna say embrace.
Yeah. Do you guys think originality is real, or is everything remixed?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Everything's remixed, but sometimes I think some people just do it better.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it seem original, but nothing is truly original. It's like kind of impossible.
I agree with you. I feel like all ideas have been done before.
Yeah.
But I think don't let that stop you from trying it, because people have never seen you do it before.
Absolutely.
So I guess that's a little
different. And the upgrades is better.
Yeah.
Because if people wasn't making upgrades, you would still have box TVs.
Come on now.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
You think people are like, I don't want to make a flat screen TV because TVs are already out.
They're already out. Why would they want them flat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that. Everything, you get inspired from everything that you've seen before. Whether you were, around, whether you like it, you don't like it, you just kind of grab everything.
Mm-hmm.
So. Next, what matters more, the process or the final product?
Like matters in terms of...
however you define what matters more.
I love that final product. I'm a creative that hates the process.
Oh,
that's my person.
I don't like that.
I don't like to tell people that because it sounds bad. But
I like when it's nice and it's finished and it's.
But while I'm working on it, I'm like, oh, this is ugly.
And then started
towards the end, I'm like, yes. Like I see the picture in my mind. I'm just like really racing to get to the. I never really take my time when I make stuff.
No, I be telling people about the finished product. I don't be telling people about the process. Don't hear about the process. It's a lot.
Yeah, I might be. Yeah, y'all convinced me. At first I was like both, but nah, you're truly right. Finished product.
Crazy. Okay, what is one rule in art you always break, or that you would break?
I don't know if this is a rule. Oh, well, it's terrible. I tell people what I'm working on before I'm finished. Yeah, I kind of break that. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, y'all. I get excited and I be like, "Yo, I'm about to do this." Not everybody, certain people, but yeah.
I be trying to tell you about that.
I know. I break that rule.
I think this is gonna be out there in the world, but like originally, like. When I started in high school, I used to do I'm trying to whisper they not. I did pencil drawings, so I could do portraits. But sometimes, if I'm doing a painting, I don't draw the base portrait. I just trace.
Oh, you
just trace?
I just trace it. Because the paint is what makes the paint. And it's and it's not a full, it's really just like a outline. Because you're not supposed to see the lines, but I don't like taking the time to make sure that the head is the right shape. So
that's what I was about to say. It's just a head.
I just trace it.
That's fair. I feel like, because I'm not in the art world, I'm like, okay, that's not too bad.
Nah,
artists watching this
say, if the right/wrong person heard that, they'd be like, she's a phony, she's fake.
She's fake.
But yeah, I don't like to, the arm should be here. Like, no, let me
just go with the flow.
Yeah, so that's my secret.
I feel like mine's, I don't want to sound like haterish or anything, but I feel like, dang, this sounds mean.
See, that's how I feel. I'm like,
but we just did an episode about it not too long ago. I just feel like a rule that I break, or I feel like I think about a lot, or I don't want it to be a thing like that anymore, is everybody isn't always good at everything. And I feel like we
specific person.
We all shouldn't I wouldn't. To me, a rule I would break just for myself is I know that I'm good in a lot of creative processes, but I know I would.
You gotta know
I'm not gonna be a painter. I'm not. That's art, but that's not.
You can do it as a hobby, and that's the thing. I love when I see people doing it as a hobby, but when I see people selling something, I'm like,
that's what I'm saying.
I
feel like such a hater because I used to have this is supposed to be fast, but quick story. I've been seeing a lot of stores or influencers. It's now I want to be a video editor, and now we have a CapCut, and it's harder than you think. It's not just a puzzle, and I want people to know you have to get good at these things. You have to get good at these crafts. So I want to express everybody. It's not good at everything, unfortunately. That's life.
Yeah, that's life.
That's true. That's harsh.
That was real.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So, all right. Last one. Do deadlines kill or fuel creativity?
Fuel it. If it's not a deadline, it'll be happening.
Nah, literally, it fuels it. And not even creativity. I need deadlines for work.
Yeah.
Deadlines for everything.
Yeah, they can't.
If you don't give me a date, bro, it ain't gonna happen for me.
Yeah. It's it fuels me.
It fuels it for
especially
sure.
if it's a closer. Wait, what? All right. I mean, like we talked about earlier, it's that
Get
fire.
on top of it.
And that's our first job. Those were good answers.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Well,
we did that.
Thank you.
That was so real. Some people just keep it a hobby.
Be trying to say it.
That's it. But thank you, Natasha, for pulling up and being here and
so
coming on the podcast.
Yes, thank you for
long time coming. Yeah,
yes.
for sure. I guess shout out your socials and where you and your everything.
You can check out my website that I took a really, really long time to build, NatashaLynnStudios.com. You can check me out there. What's my TikTok? I have TikTok and Instagram. Do y'all put stuff on the screen?
Yeah.
It'll be somewhere on the screen.
Yeah.
Natasha Lynn Designs on Instagram and Natasha Lynn Studios on TikTok.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank y'all so much for joining this episode. It's been very special because, again, we got so many gems and so many just really good points. It just didn't feel like an interview. I hope it didn't feel like an interview for you. It felt like a conversation just with some good old people, good old creatives. So if you like this video, like we love talking about it, make sure y'all like it. Make sure y'all subscribing. It's free. Why not? And thank you so much for requesting. And if you guys have any more topics, put it down below.
Yes, and then make sure you're listening to all streaming platforms. You can find us wherever you find any podcast.
Yes.
Now the podcasts are on YouTube. They're on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, whatever. You can tell your Siri or Alexa, like, hey, play one of those podcasts, and she probably get to it. So yeah. So
Absolutely.
without further ado, how do you
I say, and once again, for creatives, by creatives.
All right, see ya.
Bye, guys.